This is the brand new Footjoy Pro SL for 2022. In this video, I'm going to go over the updates to this shoe. There's not been many, but there's one that you're going to want to know about. Tell you how they fit and how they feel, as well as how they perform out on the golf course. And I'm going to tell you how they compare against not only the brand new Footjoy Fuel, but also the Pro SL Carbon, which is the more premium version that retails for an extra £30. But to begin with, let's just focus on this new Pro SL. These currently retail in the UK for £160, but make sure you check my links down in the description, because at the time of filming, I've included a code that will let you get these for less than retail price. Footjoy have updated the upper, as you'd expect, with a new version of the Pro SL. Although, to be honest, it's not exactly a radical redesign. You can see here one of the main differences compared to the previous version is this updated upper. So you've got a bit more of a contrast now with this textured upper around the heel and ankle compared to the regular upper here, which is the Pitard's Chrome Soft leather upper that Footjoy have been using for several versions of the Pro SL now. Footjoy have also updated this strap here, and you can see now that the laces loop through that strap on both the outside and the inside of the shoe. But to be honest, I didn't really notice any kind of increase in terms of the stability that the shoe was providing compared to the previous version. The main update with the shoe comes in the form of the new midsole foam. So for the first time for Footjoy, they've used their strata foam in the Pro SL. So you might have heard me talk about the strata foam before, because they've used it in their Hyperflex shoe, and they've also used it in their strata shoe. Now the strata foam gives a softer, more cushioned feel compared to Footjoy's regular foam that they use. And I've got to say that when you try these on compared to the previous version, these definitely have got a lot more softness underfoot. Interestingly, Footjoy have also amended the last a little bit with these shoes. Now the last is the mold that they use when kind of sculpting the inside of a shoe. And the reason why they've done that is to accommodate this new inner sole as well. So you can probably see here that this inner sole has also got quite a lot of padding going for it. So I'm not entirely sure how much of this new softness is down to the strata foam and how much is down to this thicker inner sole, but as a combination, this is definitely a lot softer underfoot compared to the previous version. So generally with Footjoy shoes, I find that they do come up a little bit big. So my normal rule of thumb is to actually go down half a size. And that's what I did with the Pro SL. In terms of the length of these shoes, I would say that, yeah, that's still absolutely fine. And going down half a size didn't mean that my toes were particularly cramped in the toe box. However, that did mean that for me, the outside of the ball of my foot was kind of rubbing up against the leather. Now, not to the point where it was giving me blisters, but certainly to the point that I felt that I would need to break these shoes in. And my personal experience of the Pro SL in the past as well has been that they do need a little bit of time to break in. When it comes to the fit of these shoes, that's another thing for me personally, that actually, even though I've gone down half a size, my heel still kind of slips a little bit at the rear. So in terms of the fit of these shoes, I would say that it kind of feels like the normal Pro SL pretty much, in that it is quite a narrow fit. I certainly know people that go with a wide fit, even though they haven't got particularly wide feet. Once you do break these in, these become like a pair of slippers, because they are using premium leather on pretty much the whole of the upper of the shoe. And so it is gonna mold, it is gonna break, and it is going to adapt to your feet over time. While we're talking about the leather, another thing that I have noticed with these shoes is that they can be a little bit squeaky. I don't think that's new with the Footjoy Pro SL for 2022. I just think that's something that comes with the package of having a leather upper shoe. The Footjoy Pro SL has been an incredibly popular and successful shoe over the years, with it being the #1 shoe being used on the tour, and you see so many amateur golfers using these shoes out on the golf course. And for good reason as well, because it is an incredibly stable shoe, and once you break it in, it is an incredibly comfortable shoe as well, and you are getting premium levels of grip from a spikeless golf shoe. So you can see here on the bottom that you have got the infinity sole design, which is basically just a figure of 8 design from Footjoy. And to be honest, nothing's changed compared to the previous version. So they have really focused previously on kind of expanding this section of the shoe. And if you look really closely, you can see that they are combining these slimmer conical shaped studs on the bottom with these wider ones with these little kind of wing nut edges on them as well. So in terms of using these out on the golf course, these are pretty much some of the grippiest spikeless golf shoes that you're going to be able to buy currently on the market, but also that you were able to buy 2 years ago. So if you've currently got the previous 2020 versions of the Footjoy Pro SL and they've still got plenty of life in them, I don't think you're going to want to rush out and buy this pair. Yes, it is nice that they have got additional levels of comfort underfoot with that no insole and strata foam midsole foam, but that's probably not a big enough difference to actually cause you to really consider upgrading if you don't need to. Of course, if you are looking for a classically styled, full leather upper pair of spiteless golf shoes that are really going to perform well out on the golf course, then definitely the Footjoy Pro SL is one of the shoes that you're going to want to check out. At £160, should you be spending an extra 30 and getting the Pro SL Carbon? Now, I appreciate that this is the previous version of the Pro SL Carbon, not the new version. Unfortunately, I haven't got my hands on that one yet. Previously, I did say that it's probably worth spending the extra £30 because in my opinion, you are getting significantly more comfort with the Footjoy Pro SL Carbon compared to the Pro SL. Now that the new Pro SL has got a more comfortable inner sole, as well as that softer strata foam, then that kind of brings these two shoes quite a bit closer together. Yes, there is still significant difference with this shoe in that you have got that carbon insert of the bottom of the shoe, and you've still got a more padded, comfortable collar around the ankle and heel area. Is it worth that extra £30? It's pretty much a close one now, so I definitely recommend trying both if you're interested, but you can rest assured that actually in terms of underfoot comfort, the new Pro SL isn't that far off the previous Pro SL Carbon. What about the brand new Footjoy Fuel? So this currently retails for £135 compared to £160 for the Pro SL. So, is the Fuel actually the one to get? Well, it really depends what you're after with your spiteless golf shoe from Footjoy, because between the two, the Footjoy Fuel is significantly lighter, but it doesn't have that all leather upper. And you can definitely see that the Fuel is a lot sportier compared to the more traditional looking Pro SL. However, what I would say is that the Fuel was comfortable right out of the box for me, whereas I definitely need to break in the Pro SL. In terms of the actual performance and stability, it's a pretty close call. The grip is very similar on the new Fuel. It's taken a lot of inspiration from the Pro SL, and I didn't really notice that much of a difference out on the golf course. Where there is quite a big difference is the comfort underfoot, so the Fuel definitely feels quite a lot firmer compared to the softer Pro SL. And also in terms of the ankle area, I would say that the ankle of the Fuel definitely kind of comes up a little bit higher compared to the Pro SL. If I was looking for a pair of golf shoes to wear this summer and I wanted them to be comfortable right out of the box, I'd probably save a little bit of money and I'd go for the Footjoy Fuel. If I was happy to break in a shoe and I was looking for a little bit more comfort underfoot, then I'd probably spend the extra little bit of money and go with the Pro SL instead. But let me know down in the comments, what do you think of these two shoes? Don't forget, I've included my affiliate links down in the description below. And if you haven't checked it out yet, why not take a look at my full review of the Footjoy Fuel?